Hi guys, my name is Vimari. I'm the owner and the founder of Profile Beauty, and I'm so excited to share our new tutorial videos with you. Please make sure to go like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel to do these DIY easy glamorous looks on your own. The look I want to do today will be the kind of look that you can pull off at home and know for sure that it's just a stunning and an easy look to make you look pretty and not to make you look like a completely different person. So as you can see, I'm quite red in my face and I've got quite bad pigmentation on my skin. So I'm going to fix that with a color corrector. The product I'm using is Kryolan. I just like the color corrector and I like their foundation as well. So I'm just going to put that on the red marks itself. I'm blending it with my finger, but if you do this professionally or on another person's skin, it's always better to do it with a brush. So I've got really bad skin, and that's the reason again why most of my face will be green after this. If you don't have a color corrector at home, you can buy them at Dischem or at Clicks. It's actually easy to find. You don't need to use a professional product like a Kryolan or something like that. But it's just always good that if you do have a lot of red in your skin, just to first just take that out of the skin. So I will also now be putting on Kryolan foundation over my skin. You would see if I start off, the foundation that I'm putting on first is quite a light foundation for my skin, but I do have an olive skin tone, so I need to first just mix two different foundations in order to get my right skin color. Easy for me. If I put on foundation for myself, I tend to just blot it everywhere before I start blending it into my face to make sure it's all over. So you do look a bit silly, but that's not an issue for me. So with that, I just take a normal foundation brush and I just start painting over my face. Quite easy. I think you've seen this a lot and you do it on yourself every morning. The reason I don't use a sponge or my hands or anything like that is I feel it's just quite unhygienic. It's also very important to go over your eyes with the foundation, because that will then later on when we start applying your eyeshadows to make sure it stays and lasts. I'm just blending it now with this brush to make sure it goes into my skin nicely and there's no painting lines or any stripes across my face. It also being winter now, usually I do apply my powder with a wedge and I then press it out on my face. But now it's winter and my skin is a bit more dry, so I just use my normal powder brush and I just apply it all over the skin. So for the winter time, that is enough powder. But if your skin tends to be a bit more oily than mine, it's better to use just the normal wedge that you buy. And with that, you just take it, put a bit of powder on, and then you would just power press it to your skin. So then you know it goes into your skin, and that oiliness and shine during the day will then not be there. So a very important part of, I feel, any woman's face is her brows. That's why, ladies, please make sure they are in shape and they are pretty and nice and clean. And with that, you will just see, I will just fill them out. Remember, again, with today's look, we tend to be a bit more natural. Personally, I like to fill them out quite dark. But for today, I just want to make them stand out a bit more than if it's natural. And that's just going to be easier for our natural look that we are going for. Also, something very important, we never fill a brow in with black. Again, that's a personal opinion. I do have naturally black brows, but still I fill them in with a normal brown eyeshadow. Otherwise, it's just too harsh and it just makes your skin look like a very bad woman. So with that now, I will then just take a nice eyeshadow flat brush and I will take any natural color that I do have in my palette, usually like an eggshell color, and I will take it over the whole of my face. The eyeshadow palette I have here now is a matte palette. I like their eyeshadows. I feel like it's a good strong pigmentation that really lasts on the eye. But for now, I just take a normal natural shadow and just take it over the whole of the eyelid. If you are one of those ladies that feel like about at 12 o'clock, then your whole makeup is at the bottom of your face, doing this before you apply your eyeshadow is also going to help, because it just takes away that shine and the oil in your skin in your eyelid, and that's going to make the makeup last a lot longer. Cool. So first of all, I'm going to start with my brown. I'm using a round brush for this because for me having quite round eyes, it's just easier to apply a round shaped eyeshadow. I use my brown and I just take it into the curve of my eye, doing up and down movements into the curve of my eye and just repeating that just to make it blend. And in order for it to blend in that you don't see a definite stripe, I just do circular movements all around, only on the outside of my eye. So again, I took more product. I'm doing circular movements all around, and again just on the outside of my eye because I just want to make my eye look a bit bigger. And for now, that is enough. I then take my blending brush. That will usually be a brush that's a bit longer. It's not a tight brush, and with that you take your product further into the eye. Then from here on, after you've blended it in nicely, you can now decide whether you want a bit more product or not. But the easiest is to just keep on layering until you have that ideal color that you want, or the darkness of the color that you want. Because if you put all the product there at once, there's the only way you can take it off is to clean it off and wipe it off. Then you have to start all over again. So for now, I'm happy with that side of the eye. You can see the eyes, one side of the eye face is actually more lifted already, just by applying the correct amount of eyeshadow on the eye. I'm doing exactly the same on the other side of the eye. I'm just blending it on the outside of my eye and taking it inwards. But the most important work you do with your blending brush, because that's the important brush. I think most of the ladies, they have got a lot of brushes, but the most important one, which is the blending brush, is the one that actually puts the whole look together. So with now the brown being done, you now have the choice to either leave it like this, as I feel it's more than enough because we still need mascara or a liquid liner or whatever, but I do like a bit more of a bronzy or gold color on my eyelid, only because I do have dark hair and I've got dark eyes. So I will just apply that in the middle of my eye, not on the inside and not over the brown, but just in the middle of the eye. As you can see, I'm also not stroking like this. I'm just patting the product down on my eyelid. Again, using my blending brush, I just mix the two colors so that the brown and the gold then becomes more one on the eye. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply liquid liner. I know this is the difficult part for most ladies. I'm going to just use a mirror that's a bit more closer to my face. This is practice. I don't think everyone is born being able to do this one shot. But with my natural look, I just want to draw a nice fine line on my eye. Remember, this is just on top of your lashes. Also remember, the thickness of your line depends on the size of your eye. You cannot make a very thick black line if your eyes aren't as big as mine. Cool, so both of my eyelids I've drawn a nice liquid liner on the top. Then what I also do like on my own eyes is to not use a normal pencil, black pencil, to draw my eyeline inside of my eye, but just to do it at the bottom of my bottom lashes and just blend it in with those lashes, not putting anything in my eye and just doing at the bottom. You'll see in the first time you do it, it looks quite messy, but we're going to clean it up nicely with our wedge. So now just smudging it a bit more into the eye makes it just look a bit more natural than drawing the pencil line inside of your eye. Cool. Then I'm going to apply mascara. I love Essence mascara. You can buy it also at Dis-Chem or at Clicks. All of them are waterproof, And again, ladies, depending on the lash that you do have, depends on the bristle that you will use. So for me, I've got quite long lashes, so I would rather use the one that's got the rubber bristles. It's not hairy bristles, it's rubber bristles. That helps to comb out the lash easily and to make it look actually longer. If you do have shorter lashes, the best is then to use the hairy bristles. I can quickly show you one. That is like the old-fashioned mascara that we all know, that's got the hairy bristles. But if you have long lashes, then you use the rubber bristles. It just makes it easier to comb it out and make it look longer. Something that ladies also feel they don't have time for is a second coat, and I feel that's the most important. I also like doing my second coat with a whole different mascara. Then you apply 2 different mascaras over your eyes and over your lashes, and then it makes it look so much fuller. So ladies, something that's very important is we tend to feel like makeup takes a lot of our time, but it's so important just to look good and feel good every day. So if you need to wake up that extra half an hour before you usually do it with a pleasure and put more time in being a woman and enjoy being a lady. The blush I do use, it's a bit more of a pinkish undertone, but mostly something that's very popular now is a bronzer. I just feel like to first apply a bit more color in my cheeks, then go for a nice blush. Again, ladies, a blush is not supposed to go down to your mouth. It's just to go from your cheekbone where it starts to where your eye starts on the outside as well. For a lip, I feel like a lip is not something for me, so I tend to go as natural as possible with my lip. And with that, I just take a nice gloss and I apply it. Remember, if you don't do this professionally, it's not needed to use a lip brush. You can just put the bristle on your lip directly. And now with my makeup being done, all I need to do is to do my hair, but luckily you can follow all our other tutorials coming up this month to do your own hair. Thanks!